my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat and today I'm gonna be doing an updated version of the if I could only keep 5 palettes, which 5 palettes would I keep? I did this ages ago on my channel, like way over a year ago now I'd say, and I just feel like it's time to do an updated version, so that is what I'm going to be doing for you today. If you haven't been here before, hi, I'm Kat. I love colourful makeup and I love colourful fashion, and if that is something that you are into and you want to see more on your timeline, then please don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my uploads. Before we get into it, if you are a watcher of my channel, please leave a comment of what you think my top 5 palettes are gonna be. I'd be so interested to know and see like what you think of when you think of me and eyeshadow palettes. I'd love to know. So yeah, leave me a comment and then let's get into it. I will have links to where you can buy these palettes all in my description box. Some are discontinued, so you might not be able to, but I do now have magic links. So if you ever shop through my links, I will get a small commission, which I'm super appreciative of, especially now I am officially unemployed. So yeah, if you could please shop through my links, that'd be amazing. Anyway, let's get into this list. I have 5 palettes and I also have an honorable mention of like if I could sneak another one in, what it would be. So the first palette that I would definitely keep is the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. This is one that it took me a long time to get. This was the summer release 2019, I think. Like this palette is coming up to being a couple of years old. And I love the colour story, but there was something that just stopped me from getting it. And I think it's because I was so in love with the Kaleidos 6-pan eyeshadow palettes that I just really didn't want to try this in case I didn't like it, I guess, maybe. But oh boy, I love this palette. I absolutely love it. The mattes are, why can't I hold it? The mattes are so bright and creamy and blendable and beautiful. The shimmers are so sparkly, duochromatic, beautiful. If you just tap them over, then they're like a really gorgeous topper. But if you put them on top of glitter glue, then they're super intense and just so beautiful. I love this palette. I know a lot of people felt like they didn't need the 2 greens and the coral and the orange, but personally, I see a lot of difference between the shades. Like the coral and the orange are completely different, and the 2 greens, like this one's more of a like olive sort of antique-y green, and then this one's like a much brighter lime green, and this one's definitely more sheer and this one's more opaque. So I definitely see enough differences in here that warrant those things being in there. Do I wish that these weren't in here? Yes, and also the brown, because I will never deepen up a bright colour like that with a brown. But I still love this palette and I would definitely keep it if I was only allowed to keep 5. And let's stay on Kaleidos. So the next one I would keep would be the collaboration they did with Angelica Nyqvist, which is the Club Nebula palette. Unfortunately, this is now discontinued, but it is so stunning. It's so grungy, dark, colourful, intense. Colour story is just so inspiring. The greens, the cool tones and the purples and the reds and the peaches, it's just so stunning. And again, the shimmers are just to die for. They're so gorgeous. I use this shade Firefly all the time because it is like, I don't know if you're going to be able to, I can never get it on camera, but it is like a green to purple duochrome. I just don't think you're going to be able to see it, but yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it is like bright lime green and then like really like gorgeous purple. It's so hard to see, but I use that all the time, just like dabbed over my lid if I just need a little bit of something, and I absolutely love it for that. And yeah, I find this palette super versatile and also so easy to work with, and I'm just so thankful that Kelvin got me this for my birthday this year, because I would have missed it and I would be really sad about it. So I am so happy to have this in my collection and I would not let it go. The next one, I think we're all waiting for it, the Ace Flair palette. This would not go anywhere. This is my grungy rainbow dream. I recently uploaded a new 3 looks 1 palette with this palette. Definitely go and check it out if you haven't already seen it. I just find this palette infinitely inspiring. I have never created the same look twice pretty much. Like I'm so, this really just gets my creative juices flowing. I find the mattes so easy to work with, so pigmented, so blendable, but I find them buildable. Other people don't find them buildable, but I personally find them very buildable. And to me, it's the most foolproof matte formula that I have. This is my most trustworthy palette. This is one that really, if I could only keep one, this would probably be the one that I would keep, because I can just create endless looks with this. More neutral, way like very colourful. I love it so much, and I'm always singing this palette's praises. So yeah, definitely check out that 3 looks if you haven't already seen it, to see why I rave about this palette so much. Next is the Moonspell palette, and now they've just released the Moonspell part 2. It's like, or like the volume 2, and I was kind of disappointed in that release because it's all like plums and purples and stuff, which like, I guess that's nice if that's the sort of thing you like, but the reason why I was so in love with this palette is the murky greens and these like really gorgeous warm neutrals, and then the purples on top. Like it was the combination of color stories in this palette, whereas the volume 2, it feels like it's very one noted, whereas this is like so interesting. There's so much to it. I love the formula of this. I think it's really easy to work with. The only shade I've ever had an issue with is this shade Nancy. It's just quite sheer, but I don't really mind a sheer eyeshadow that much. I like a shadow that you can build up and you can manipulate, and you have a bit more of leg room with it rather than shadows that are like wham pigment and then they're really hard to blend. So I don't mind too much. It's just not the most pigmented eyeshadow I've ever used in my life. But the color story is just so gorgeous. I love all the looks I've ever created with this palette, and I will be doing another 3 looks 1 palette with this palette. Don't worry, it will be coming. I will do another one with this, so you get even more looks from me with this palette. And then finally in my top 5 would be my Wilderness palette. I would keep the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay, and again, it's just grungy colourful, which is exactly what I love. A grungy, colourful palette, but it also has this really nice little like neutral quad here if I ever wanted to do a more neutral look, because to me orange is neutral. So it has everything that I need really, and I just absolutely adore it. I have so many videos with this palette. I'll try and remember to link them all in the description box for you, but you have loads of content from me using this palette, so definitely go and check them out. And I love the matte formula. I find it really easy to work with. I find it really easy to build and blend. I really enjoy the matte formula, but the shimmers are just so stunning, so sparkly, so metallic, so wet looking, really easy to use and build up. And I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. And again, the palette's like £15, so it's totally worth it for £15. I would pay £30 for this and be super happy with, you know, the quality of it. So that's definitely in my top 5. So those are the 5 palettes that I would keep, and then I wanted to give one honorable mention. So this is the Kaleidos VR Neon palette. Unfortunately, they don't make this palette anymore, which to me, I don't understand why Kaleidos have discontinued the palettes in their Futurism series, because they're all numbered. So now they're not going to be consecutively numbered. Is that just me? But I find that really confusing. I mean, I'm not on the board of Kaleidos, so I don't get it, but you know, is it just me? let me know if that's me being weird. But this is such a gorgeous little rainbow palette, and this would provide me with like the real brights that I sometimes crave. I am more of a grungy colourful person than I am like a really bright colour, but I do still really enjoy a bright colourful eyeshadow look. So this would give me everything that I need. You've got those really bright pops, and these two shimmers are so gorgeous, so sparkly, so intense, so delicious. I absolutely love them, absolutely love them. And I just really love this little palette, and I love this format of palette. The shades are magnetic, so you can depot them and mix them up with your singles, which I find really useful. And I just really like how small and sleek but really sturdy these palettes are. I'm a big fan of the packaging, so I really hope they continue with this sort of line of palettes. I don't know whether they are. I feel like they haven't released some in quite a while, but I do really enjoy these little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. So I felt like throwing one in there as my honourable mention. And that is it. Those are the 5 palettes plus an honourable mention that I would keep if I had to get rid of all of my other eyeshadow palettes. If I just have 5, these are the ones that I would keep. I'd love to know what palettes you would keep no matter what. If you were right in my choices, I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comments if there are any of these palettes that you want to see more looks with. I am happy to oblige, so please let me know. And that is it. That is everything from me today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would be really cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.